Yo ho ho, Dom Mafia. Welcome to yet another edition of the Dom Mafia Report. And might I say, how good it feels to be 1-0. But let me tell you what, it does not compare to how it's going to feel to be 2-0 once the clock hits 0 during the fourth quarter down in Miami this coming Sunday. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, you read the title correctly. I sincerely believe that the Buffalo Bills are about to manhandle the Miami Dolphins this coming Sunday and become 2-0 and the clear favorites to win the AFC East. And no, this is not just some homer take. In fact, I sincerely believe that. I legitimately spent my entire day researching the enemy, really understanding key matchups, different scheme sets, and I think you're about to appreciate what I'm about to be bringing to the table. But before we dive into the meat and potatoes, I need to give a giant shout out to some of my most recent Patreon contributors. And so that includes Mr. Anthony James with a $20 donation, then Dalton Wild with another $20 donation, Justin Morello with a $5 donation, and Brandon Safe with a $10 donation. Guys, thank you so much for those donations. You have no idea how much it helps out this channel. It really allows me to continuously bring the Don Mafia as much content as possible. You guys are keeping the channel alive. Don Mafia, you all know the best way to support this channel is simply by smashing the out of that like button. But say you ever want to go the extra mile, Patreon is the way to do it. And you can find that link in my description. Last but not least, Don Mafia, I need to give a giant shout out to our sponsor for today. And that just so happens to be Tavour. If you guys are craft beer lovers and you do not have Tavour downloaded on your smartphone right now, frankly, you're just a bunch of posers. This company allows you to search through the rarest craft beer in the United States, and they ship it to your front doorstep. It is revolutionizing the beer run. The entire process is super easy. What you do is download Tavour right on either your iPhone or Android, scroll through some of the rarest craft beers known to man. Choose what you want, and so Tavour will literally deliver it right to your front doorstep. It is that easy. And to make it even better, they're hooking up the Don Mafia. The second that you spend $25, you are getting $10 off your first order. The only thing you have to do is type in the code Don Mafia, and you'll be able to get those damn benefits. If you think about it, it's like your boy is buying you a beer, and who doesn't love that? Do me a favor, pause this video right now, and download Tavour today. And so yeah, Dom Mafia, like I said, we are going up against the Miami Dolphins this coming Sunday. And let me just say that I'm thankful for the first two games that were put on our schedule this year, especially since we are, I'm pretty sure, number 5 in the entire NFL for hardest schedule. It's always nice to sort of ease our way into the season by starting off with the Jets, of course, and then now going into Miami. Like I said, there's 3 reasons why I feel like the Bills are going to easily defeat the Miami Dolphins this year. So without further ado, let's just go on ahead and dive into those. Number 1 is hands down the Bills' run game. Now, during week 1, when the Miami Dolphins ended up playing the New England Patriots, the only thing the Pats could do against the Miami Dolphins was run the ball. In fact, they ended up running for over 217 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an average of 5.2 yards per carry. And the majority of those rushing yards came from their quarterback in Cam Newton. Now, Don Mafia, we all understand that while last week when we faced the Jets, there was very few bright spots about that team. And so besides the fact that they could stop the run, it looks like based off of the week 1 matchup, the Dolphins have a very, very difficult time stopping the run. And honestly, I think that's exactly what the Buffalo Bills are about to do, especially since Josh Allen and so had a hell of a day during week 1 right on the ground as well. Of course, minus the fumbles. Let's hope we kind of chill on those for a second, Josh. And so we're looking at Devin Singletary and Zach Moss to sort of open the floodgates on our rush attack. because Dom Mafia, one thing that I will give the Miami Dolphins is their secondary. It is going to be very difficult for the Buffalo Bills, in my opinion, to pass against the Dolphins. Don't get me wrong, I have a lot of faith in Stephon Diggs to be able to create separation. We're going to be going up against two very talented cornerbacks, so in my opinion, the Buffalo Bills game plan is largely going to be surrounded by run the damn ball. And so we know how important that is. So be on the lookout for the Bills to absolutely dominate the rush game. And since the Miami Dolphins have proven that they cannot stop the run for shit, that's exactly what's going to happen. And the Buffalo Bills are about to run all over their defense on Sunday. And so next reason is a pretty easy one. And say that you're a Dolphins fan watching this video, I sincerely apologize. And so I assure you that I only talk shit about your team once or twice a year. And since you're in our division, I just talk shit about your team twice a year. But besides that, you're still welcome into the Dom Mafia. But the reason number two is the fact that Josh Allen is the Miami Dolphins' daddy. And so that's exactly right, ladies and gentlemen. Out of all the games that Josh Allen has played in the NFL, it seems like that his most dominant performances was when he was facing the Miami Dolphins. In fact, it's pretty interesting. I pulled up some stats on Josh Allen's career against Miami. 61% completion rate, 913 yards, 13 total touchdowns. Get this, 0 interceptions the entire year of 2019. And so he does have 3 interceptions during his rookie year, but I mean, that was his most rawest form possible, so I'm really not going to count that. 2019 kept the ball safe, and fumbles, a big, fat, old goose egg while racking up a bunch of rushing yards. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, Josh Allen is going to dominate the Dolphins like he has throughout basically his entire early career. Now, like I said recently, the Dolphins have a very good secondary, right? Of course, they have Byron Jones, and then of course they have Xavier Howard, two very, very talented cornerbacks. Say, for example, that I had to guess on what was going to be Josh Allen's number one target going into week 2. It's either going to be Cole Beasley or it's going to be Dawson Knox, because Stephon Diggs and John Brown, for the most part, are going to be covered tremendously. The Miami Dolphins love running man coverage, and statistically, Josh Allen has not performed his best under man coverage, only completing 44.9% of his passes in 2019. So that's exactly why I think if Josh Allen is going to have a favorite target in the air, it is going to be either Dawson Knox or Cole Beasley, just because those two very talented cornerbacks will most likely not be covering them. But at the end of the day, Josh Allen is going to burn them with his legs. And so let's just be thankful that we get to witness once again Josh Allen just take a giant dookie right on the Miami Dolphins in their home stadium. And so last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, probably has to boil down to the Miami Dolphins offense. Now, dude, they are struggling tremendously. Last week, Ryan Fitzmagic, and so we know this guy, right? So he's either trash or he's cash. Last week, he just so happened to be trash. Let's hope that he's trash once again during week 2. He ended up throwing for over 3 interceptions, and I believe he only threw for about 190 yards. Had a very difficult time passing against the Pats secondary. And what you need to understand is that Ryan Fitzpatrick is going up against a secondary that is just as good at minimum, or most likely better. I have a feeling that Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to have a very difficult time. He's not going to be able to pass against us. I mean, you think about between Levi Wallace and Trey White, say about Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer. I mean, if the Dolphins have any chance to win, they're going to have to run the ball against us. And last week against the Patriots, they really did not do too well. In fact, they rushed the ball 27 times, 27 attempts, and I'm pretty sure they only ended up racking up 87 yards. Now, what you need to understand is the fact that the Buffalo Bills ended up shutting down Le'Veon Bell. I mean, definitely leave a comment and let me know how many yards he ended up getting against us between him and Frank Gore. I'm pretty sure it was about 20 or 30. If we can stop that running back tandem, then we are hands down going to stop going to stop either Jordan Howard, Breida, or was it Gaskins or something along those lines. Their offense has a lot of issues, and if they can only put up 11 points right against the Patriots defense, who half of them ended up opting out during the 2020 season, they're going to have a very, very difficult time. So yeah, Del Mafia, that's going to have to do it for the preview of the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins. I have a pretty exciting week lined up. I'm going to be collabing with Dougley Do Wrong. He is a Miami Dolphins YouTuber, great friend of mine. I'm probably also going to be bringing on TD Fins Talk. He is a very passionate Dolphins fan. He's a hoot. Super excited to bring him on as well. And then, of course, the Madden simulation on Saturday. So, Del Mafia, stay tuned. Make sure you throw on those bell notifications so you're notified exactly when I do upload. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. Smash the fuck out of that like button. And before I let you go, always remember, let's go Buffalo.